He claims the inside of the car wasn't hot. He says his toddler and 9-year-old were in the back seat. Car was turned off. Windows were still tight. Parents were there inside of Aldi shopping. Depending on the child's maturity level or attention span, they could be using the gun and shooting it as early as 30 minutes into the course. I spoke with so many pro-life advocates today, and about 100 people are expected to show up to the event. And it was a tip that led investigators here across the street to that auto shop where Harridan had been living. She planned on leaving Ukraine, Wendy, way before the war began for a missionary conference at this church in Atlanta. Now, even though she is so far away from those children, she's played a key role in coordinating their escape. One head of corn right now you can see is 79 cents, but 2 months ago you could buy 3 of these for $1. Let's get right to Channel 2's Ashley Lincoln, who is now live from the scene. Ashley, what's the latest out there? Developing now, the search for an arsonist who set these massive fires in Clayton County. 3 houses were destroyed, and you can actually hear the fire burning. Take a listen. A scary ride for passengers on a Spirit Airlines flight when just moments after landing, the plane caught fire.
It's not a play toy.
Brad Ward owns full-blown firearms in Hampton, Georgia.
Take your left hand and bring it right up here just like that.
Ward is showing me what he teaches children 12 and under about gun safety.
This is a .22 and a pistol. Okay?
That is what the 4-year-olds handle.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Accurately and very well. That particular child is very mature for 4, but did a wonderful job. I mean, absolutely.
What do you consider mature for a 4-year-old?
Enough maturity that I would allow them to shoot this.
This is a firearm older kids learn with.
We're working with .22 caliber handguns and .22 caliber rifles, very small.
Ward believes his class will help prevent a child from mishandling an unsecured gun.
If you educate kids, you take that curiosity factor away. You've now taught them how to use it. You've taught them that it's a dangerous item and you don't need to play with this, that it has, you know, the power to hurt somebody.
Depending on the child's maturity level or attention span, they could be using the gun and shooting it as early as 30 minutes into the course. Children learn to always treat a firearm as it's loaded and to never point it at anything they don't want to shoot.
If they adhere to those 2 rules, if there is an accident, they shoot a hole in the floor or they shoot a hole in the coffee table, but nobody bleeds.
We'll see if we can get through to them on the train.
Jane Hyatt is always on her phone, always trying to get a good signal.
Barbara. Hello, can't hear you.
When she can't get through, she relies on text messaging.
In 12 hours, we will be at our first destination.
That must make you feel good.
Oh yeah, I'll feel even better when they say we crossed the border.
Hyatt is the co-founder of Father's Care, an Atlanta-based organization that operates in Ukraine. Hyatt and her team help children who come from homes of substance abuse.
To be away from them at, I'm going to start crying, at this point in time has just been very, very difficult.
Hyatt helped pack these survival bags for the kids before she left Ukraine. When we spoke to her days ago, she was on her way back to Georgia. The children were living in this bomb shelter in Kyiv. It is no longer safe.
They got out this morning and with their backpack and whatever clothes they had on their cells.
Hyatt can't get back to the children because it's not safe, but she's been coordinating their escape from Ukraine with the rest of her team who are with the kids.
The opportunity came available for them to be able to leave this morning.
When they finally escaped the bomb shelter, they were met with numerous checkpoints and identity verifications.
Major checkpoints with barbed wire, everything else.
After that, they managed to get onto a train.
And thank the Lord, there's this secret passageway at the train station.
The children are heading to Poland. They are safe now. I'm here at Mount Perrin Church. Jane is a member here. You can see that this church is already putting in prayer requests for the people of Ukraine. They're also in the process of raising money through a conference they're about to hold with other missionaries who are a part of this church. While Hyatt prepares for that, she is doing what she does best, being a light in so much darkness. We were there as she comforted comforted a church member whose family is in a bomb shelter in Ukraine.
And there's bombs going on all around the house, and they're just sitting there.
How much do you think you're going to spend today?
Maybe, I think like 300.
He ended up spending more than that, but it will last a while.
We buy like a food like for 1 month, you know? Okay. We buy a lot for a month.
Today we compared prices over the last 2 months of inflation at Supermercado La Villa in Smyrna.
The eggs used to be like $2.99 for a dozen.
The price of corn is up.
Right now we're selling them one for 79 cents. We used to have them like 3 for $1.
How much was this product 2 months ago compared to now?
Well, it used to be like $10 a pound for the fajitas, and like the short ribs also like $10. And now they've gone up like $1.30.
Putting a price on each product is difficult for the manager.
It's hard because we struggle in like what's the price going to be this week or the next time.
But they try to make it work one day at a time.
We price everything according to what the vendors are selling it to us, but we're trying to keep it as reasonable as possible.
This is the museum section of Wildman's Civil War surplus in Kennesaw. You can see Confederate flags and soldiers, a picture of a Klansman, and a mannequin dressed as one. A number of items depict black people in a derogatory way, including this strand of African-American hair placed next to cotton. 2 items the manager says is just a joke. This is extremely offensive to black people, and you just said it's a joke.
It was brought in years and years and years ago as a joke.
When the owner of this store died earlier this year, the store closed. It just reopened on Tuesday. Marjorie Lyon is the manager.
We have an array of relics, artifacts, reference material. It's not just on the Klan. It's not just on the Confederacy. It's part of history.
That's offensive?
Well, it's offensive is a relative term, darling.
It's offensive to black people.
Is it offensive to black people if I sell Black Panther memorabilia?
But some residents in Kennesaw, including a longtime business owner who is located down the street, disagree.
My husband always has said, if that were a strip club, they would be handling this. And what is in that building is more despicable than what would happen in a strip club. It's disgusting.
Chris Welch is upset city officials signed off on reopening this business. She is relocating because of it.
If that business is going to stay, in my heart, I can't. And I have spent 20 years on that corner.
Late this afternoon, city officials addressed concerns about reopening the business.
We treat all businesses the same. We don't advocate for a business, nor do we denigrate a business. They are legally entitled to have a business license and to be open and operational. That's how we view it. We do not take sides.
Michele Newell, WSB Tonight.